Alrighty guys, welcome back to another stream on the channel. It's going to be video. But yeah, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over the Apex Legends weapon tier list. So there are lots of weapons, all of them except, not even the care package weapons are here. So I'm going to be ranking them from, alright, so I'm just going to go with the standard S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier. Alright, so first we got Sentinel. Let's grab some bullets here. Alright, and let's grab a few shield cells. Alright. Alright, so the Sentinel, it's a very controversial weapon. Some people say it's good, some people don't. Now, most people say it's good. So the first thing I'll be going over in these weapons is their iron sights. The iron sight for this weapon, it's pretty clean. It's just like a little dot, you know. You don't want much more from a weapon, as you can see. Pretty nice, standard. The only issue I have with it is just its crank time. Like for example, if I were to go, actually, if I go, okay, it'll be better. If I go fast up here. Right, and I'm realistic. Alright, I go, but in that time, other snipers would have a much higher chance of hitting me. And it's not very good, especially as a starter weapon, right? Like, because people have like an alternator, and what are you gonna do? Or like a R9, right? Because if you miss a shot, you're kind of dead because of the crank time. So I would most likely rank this a B tier, but however, if you charge it, 2 shield cells. Some people say it's worth it, some people say it's not. Alright, so let's shoot the body shot once. So it turned from, I believe it was 71 to 88, it's not bad. And it turned 140 to 176. So I would highly recommend charging it if you got a lot of batteries, but then again, depends on how many batteries you or cells you have and so forth. Next weapon we'll go on to is the charged rifle. So charged rifle in the past has actually been broken, but then they definitely did nerf it. So this is, I would rank this, I'll tell you guys my rank. So Sentinel is B tier. So it has a really good hit scan. I mean, it has sniper ammo, which isn't good, but I mean, sniper stocks aren't bad, especially because you use them for most marksman weapons, except for the bow. So this is more for like a hit scan weapon, so like as you can see. Like, you have to rely solely on your target staying still. Like, for example, if I were, like this is what happens a lot of times. Like, let's take someone who has not been shot, like that dummy right there. Like, that's what happens. Like, especially if you're at the sniping distance. Now, I do love the iron sights on this. Like, it's very nice, and it spins to kind of know when. The downside is it pretty much lets every freaking enemy know that you're gonna hit them. So, like, maybe you might be able to deal 30 damage, but probably not. But this is a much better weapon to start off with. Like, you could just do this. And you could still kill some people, right? Off spawn. It's not that bad off spawn. Now let's take the longbow. So, longbow's iron sights, I've gotta admit, it sucks. Like, straight up, if I'm just trying to like do this. Alright, never mind, not the best. Someone clipped that out, alright. So like, if I'm, like, you don't really hit your shot that well because the iron sights, there's so much blocking it. And the iron sight, like, the actual part that you gotta see is, like, very small, limited, kind of just the shape of the individual. So, I would say I personally like the longbow better than Sentinel. It does, like, similar damage, like 10 less body shot, and headshot, like, 10 less as well, right? And it has, I believe it has 6 bullets, yeah, so, and it has a much faster shot rate, like, if I go up here, I can probably pull off 3 to 4 shots. I can pull off way more shots with this than I could with the Sentinel. Alright, so now let's, oh lord, alright. Boom, drop this, and drop this, and drop both of these. Alright, so now let's move on to the light weapons. Alright, and by the way, so I would rank this one as a C tier, but you don't want to nerf it. It's not a bad, or I mean, you don't want to buff this because you don't want that to be overpowered. Longbow, I'd rate this in a upper B tier. So now let's take a look at the light weapons. Let's take the RE45, and I'm going to be taking a bit of light ammo. I'm not going to be using any attachments with these guns. If you guys want a video on which attachments are best with which guns, please do let me know in the comments below. Alright, the RE45, for close range, I mean, it's not bad. Only thing is, it's like, I don't like, its recoil is just not it. Like, it just moves in such a weird path. Like, if I just do this, you see how it doesn't have like a really certain pattern of movement? That's what I don't like. Now, even if we do take a barrel stabilizer, now barrel stabilizers, I have no idea. Alright, recoil reduction, right? So, it still is not good. Like, it just vendors off so much. So you gotta know how to control recoil a lot. Now then again, seeing if you're like at this range, it's pretty good to melt some people. But then again, you're gonna be fighting most fights like around this range. So you won't really do much with them. So that's why I'll put this like C tier or D tier. Now P20, I mean, it's kind of like the RE45 but worse, right? So that RE45, at least its iron sights wasn't that bad, even though it was like this thing. It's just horrendous. Like you have 2 dots. Like I don't know what's going on. Like what? However, its recoil pattern is like there's none. Like if I just go over to this guy right here, I'm just gonna stand still. Like, I can just spam fire all I want on this guy, like, at normal distance. Like, just look at this. Like, it's very controllable. Like, see that? The only issue I have with it is, like, every time, like, for example, like, I will go on my stim right now. Like, see how, like, it goes up, like, constantly? So you need to know where your enemy is, because you can't really see it with this gun. So for that reason, I'm going to put it low B tier. Now, the R301. God iron sights. Like, it is, like, it matches the body, yet it gives you perfect vision on the sides. Yeah, it's really good. The iron sights is perfect, right? So now let's take a look at this. So first I'm going to be going over to single fire mode. It's easy to control the recoil, but then again, you need a very good trigger finger if you're trying to do this. For example, like I'm just going to count how many seconds it takes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so it took me about 4 seconds with single fire mode. Now let's test the auto fire. 1, 2. Alright, let's pretend I hit more shots. Alright, 1, 2. Alright, so in about 2 seconds, it would melt the kid. So it would be about 2-second reduction, which does definitely help in the heat of a battle. So I would definitely rank this probably a S tier weapon, just because like it's good at every range. Like you can melt kids, especially even with like a gray or a blue light mag. You can melt kids from any range. Like you can melt them from there. All I need is good aim. Like you can hit most of your shots with this. There are so many ways you can use this. Like if you want farther away, like for example, if you want to go on top of this hill, you can do that because it's single fire mode. Like. So both of its modes are really good. Alright, so now on to the R9. Alright, so I know this thing has like the little things on the side, but it's not the pay to win skin. The pay to win skin is way more OP than this. So, the R301 was S tier. And so I'm just going to do a little side-by-side comparison. Let's take this. Alright, so I'm going to be standing right here. That's approximately if I keep in the same region. Now let me just kill this guy with the R3. Alright, and look at this. Like, the sheer melting power on this weapon is it just shreds through kids. Like no explanation. This is one of the best, if not the best weapon. I don't care what you think. It's a god weapon. It really is. Like 209 damage. 209. Right? Okay, and alright, let's take off the barrel stabilizer. Still, it's really good. And hip fire on both of these weapons is really good. Like, for example, if I take the R3, it's pretty good hip fire. Let's take the R9. R9 has even better hip fire. Alright. So, R9 high S tier. One of the best guns in the game. Alright, G7 Scout. Alright, and pay to win skins. R9 God Iron Sight. Even without, it's pretty good Iron Sight. Your eyes cannot save you. Like, you can have 20/20 vision. This Iron Sight will literally ruin your vision. Like, you won't be able to tell. Like watch this. Boom. You think the side thing's the Iron Sight? Nope. It's good for melting, don't get me wrong. Like, if I just put like a 2 times on this, it's godly. Right? It's a really good weapon, don't get me wrong. The only issue I have with it is this Iron Sight. That's what makes me put it in the high A tier. Or actually, it's probably going to be in the mid A tier just because it's not full automatic, right? And close range, you have way better things like such as the R3 or the R9 at melting. So I'm going to put this in the high B tier. Alright. Alright, so now let's use this. Alright, so the Rampage, quite a new weapon overall. I'm going to be comparing both of its modes. A, the termite mode. B, the non-termite mode. Alright. This is like one of the best Iron Sights in the game, except for the Volt, which I'll come to later. This is one of the best Iron Sights. As I said, also R3 has really good Iron Sights, but just like this Iron Sight's so good. Like, it's nice, clear. You can see the outside, and it gives you just enough vision. Hip fire isn't that hard to hit. Right, so now we'll move on to why this thing is one of the best guns in the game. So I'm going to first of all rank it S tier, and I'm going to tell you my reasons for this right now. First of all, it's a dominating machine. You can go up close and personal. It shreds, and it still has 17 ammo. It does like what? How much damage? It's 24 damage per shot. Alright, and it's LMG. It's not even meant for this range. Alright, and if you bring it up this range, you can single fire recoil control it really well. Boom. Got one. It's one of the good weapons in the game. Also, it's just a really good weapon overall. Its hip fire is really good as well. Like, you still have 13 ammo left. So the normal non-charged version is probably going to be lower S tier. Now let's try charged. Alright, let's just not consider the fact that I missed 90% of my shots there. Alright, this thing is a beast, charged. Like, it can even go through, like, walls and everything. It can literally, like, just break doors when it's on charge. So, I'm gonna place it in mid-S tier. I'd say this and, like, the R3 are probably... I'd say this and the R9 are probably tied for S tier, but you won't see me using this weapon in game that much. Like, in arenas, it's not that good though. So actually, I'm probably gonna put it like right under the R3 and R9. Like, if I had a choice to pick between them, once in a while I'd pick like every other one. Like, they're pretty much equally good. So yeah. All right, now next on to the 30-30. Now, the iron sights on this sucks. Like, I'm sorry, but like, whoever designed this iron sight, what were you thinking? Like, what? Like, you cannot see the outsides. You can just barely see what you're shooting at. And even that, it's hard to aim. Like, just look at this. Like, alright, no, it's not the best example, but like, even on like a still target, I couldn't use all 6. Now, and the skins for it aren't the best. Like, this is a legendary skin. I mean, it definitely could be improved. Yeah. But I think it's probably like lower B tier. just because you put a scope on this thing, it's not bad. I think its fire rate, like if you just buff the fire rate just a bit, like not even that much, right? Just kind of like a G7. It would be way better. Like its damage is good and all. Like hip fire, I mean it's pretty bad hip fire. Like yeah. Hip fire is not the best, so I'm putting it in mid B tier. Wingman, the classic, one of the most OG weapons. Let's take this off. All right, iron sights, same thing as RE45, just better. Like I feel like the chunkiness of the Wingman works to its benefit, just because the iron sight's so much clearer. Like, and it does 45 damage a shot, which is way. It's really good damage, especially considering its headshot. 97. So pretty much if someone had like purple armor, I have no idea how much health purple armor has, but it would pretty much shred them in 3 to 4 headshots, right? Or literally just a few body shots. Now, what makes this even better is boosted loader. Like let's say you're in an intense fight, off spawn, you get a Wingman, right? You have one weapon, you have like, you go. Not only do you get a fast reload, but you get 8 bullets in your next clip. So boom, you get one guy down. Next, get the next guy down, boom. Like you can just keep on going here for days on end, right? Which makes it a really good weapon. Probably really high A tier. Like I would take this with the R301. It's a really good pistol. It's a really good combination with like the R301, the Rampage, stuff like that. Prowler. Now this weapon has just come back. First of all, I'm gonna rank it like mid B tier. It's a unique weapon. All right. So let's say that I am on this range, right? Like, I mean, this is a range I'd see like a lot of fights happening at. Let's say that's a clear. You'd be able to hit 2 shots because its iron sight's not very good because it does block quite a bit of your vision, right? Especially from a far range. Like it's really hard to hit a lot of your shots, especially considering it's a 5 range burst. So you have the potential to hit all 5 shots. Now, however, let's go up close and personal. So far, it's kind of trash. Like it's not very good if you're trying to get like far plays. Now let's go close and personal. This thing is a shredding machine up close and personal. Like holy cow, this thing is good. It's a demon at shredding. So because of that, that's why I put it in mid B tier. Now Hemlock. Hemlock is a weapon I have never felt. I've felt controversially about. Like it's an okay weapon. I'd probably put it lower B tier just cause I mean it's an okay weapon. Like its iron sight's pretty fire, I'd say. Right? It is a pretty good shredding machine, but the only thing is with a lot of burst weapons, if you screw up your first shot, you're not gonna hit any of the 3, which just eventually wastes ammo. But you could put it into single fire mode, which is why I do kind of put this above the Prowler. Like, and here is the issue that I've had, alright? So let's say I'm fighting, right? Look at the recoil pattern on this. It's kind of like all over the place. Like, even if I do aim, like it goes up to a limit and it just caps. Like for example, if I'm trying to hit someone in the body, boom, right? That is a kind of an issue. But if you have good recoil control, you can easily take care of that. Alright, that's why I put it where I did. It's kind of like right above the Prowler, or they're contested. Prowler is really good for short range, so get it if like that's one of the weapons you don't have R9 or R301. So now Flatline. Flatline, last season I used to crave over this thing. It was like really good. This season, not so much. I'll tell you why. So first of all, the hip fire, it's pretty bad, I'd say. Like, let's just look at this. Like, it's just so wide. It's like not even funny, right? And that was like what, 20 bullets. Now let's check the aim. I feel like sometimes its fire rate is like increased. I don't know if it did get increased or not, but definitely does run through ammo a lot, which is also something that the R9 does. But yeah, this is actually, I'm gonna take that statement back. I just tried using it and it's pretty goddamn good. So I'm gonna put it low A tier because it is quite a good weapon. Don't sleep on it, like I did. All right, so it's a pretty good weapon. Iron sights. I mean, it's not. There are definitely the pay-to-win skins like cord cutter and stuff. I don't have them, but yeah, there are pay-to-win skins. Just note that. All right. Now on to quite possibly the most controversial, or one of the most controversial sections of weapons possibly ever, right? So let's take two at a time. So we'll take the Volt first. Volt's one of the best weapons. Like, I mean, I'd say right under the R301, I'd say, or right under Rampage. But it's really good. Like, if you have this weapon in early game, you can shred. The only thing I hate, I think they did something to its recoil. Like, whereas if you don't have standard stock, recoil is kind of hard to hit all your shots with. Like before, it was godly. You could hit all your shots any day of the month. Kind of like the R9. Right? But it's just like not it. Like, look at recoil pattern. Just kind of goes up. Which is not the best if you're going for like close range fights. Like, let's say I'm going. Right? So that's like really close. But then if I go like about this distance from a guy, I won't be hitting that many shots, whereas they can just easily kill me if they have R9. But this is a pretty good weapon overall. Volt, I'd probably put, yeah, under the Rampage. Now let's try Devo. Devo long range, it sucks. I'm sorry, but like Devo fans, nah man, far range it sucks. I'm sorry, like you cannot control the recoil. It's just not it. However, up close, it shreds. It definitely does shred. And if you put a turbocharger on this thing, it's literally gonna, like, no. It's unfair at that point. Like, it does so much damage already. Like, hold on, let's see how many body shots it takes to kill this guy. Alright, I still have 22 ammo left, right? That can kill, like, another one person. It's OP. Alright? Well, it's OP in certain situations. Up close and personal, it is. With turbocharger, it's practically a god weapon, like at close range, which most fights do happen in that proximity. So if you find a turbocharger or just a Devo in general, and you don't have any of the better weapons that I have mentioned in this video, or the ones that you like, go for it. Like, don't sleep on it. It's a pretty good weapon. That's all I'm saying, you know. Devo has been slept on quite a bit. Boom, right? Pretty good. Yeah. Next, let's go on to the Havoc. Alright, so Devo, I don't know if I said, but Devo would be, I think, mid A tier. Alright. Oops, that was a rip. Alrighty. So now let's go into the Havoc. Let's get rid of the turbocharger. Alright, Havoc, I mean, nah, it's just not it. Like, I'm sorry, but like, even for like this medium range, it's not it. It's 32, it's 24 bullets just gone. Like, you have to be really, really godly with recoil, and at that point you could use any weapon as S tier. So like, let me just show you the recoil pattern. Like, it's so much. You gotta keep your finger in one steady position in order to kill someone. However, up close like this, like Zilbrad, they use that weapon like this. It shreds. Up close, it's not bad, but like, I mean, how many fights are gonna take place like face to face unless you're going in like arenas, right? So that's why I put it where I did mid. Probably I'm gonna put a mid B tier. Oh, or actually upper B tier, because if you add a turbocharger, it's no. It has no charge up whatsoever with turbocharger, which is pretty good. So that's that. The L-Star, recently it has been buffed. Now a lot of people that I know are using it a lot. So, iron sights, not very good. Handling, also not very good. Damage and rate of fire definitely makes up. Like if I even go like medium range like this, boom, gone. Even before, like, this is, mind, this is not even any like extended mag used here. Issue is, hip fire is just not the best. Like, it just doesn't do as much as you would, right? Like, so this is why I put it like mid to upper A tier. That's where I'd rank the L-Star. Alright, now time for the bow. Bow, very controversial once again. Oh yeah, and I forgot to do this with the other thing. Where's that attachment? Yeah, shatter caps. Alright, I need shatter caps for the 30-30 as well. One sec. Alright, 30-30, another reason why I put it where it is instead of a lower place. Or I'll rearrange the 30-30 to mid B tier, just cause with this hop up, the shatter caps, it's really good for close range. Like, look at this shred. It's pretty good for close range with that. And you don't even need to aim, so the iron sights don't even matter there. That's how that is. Now let's look at the bow. Alright, so for close range it's not the best, of course. Because if you just spam fire it, it's not doing that much damage. But for farther range like this, or medium, it's pretty good. Hip fire, obviously not that good. It does 105 headshot, 60 body, fully max charge. Now let's go into the shatter cap. Shatter caps aren't that good unless you fully charge it, which then it's not bad. Does 66 damage, but you gotta charge it, which does take a time. So if you're just in a battle and you got this, it's not gonna do much, except maybe just like it kind of just acts as like a deterrent for the time being. Yes, my favorite part. Kraber. Let's inspect this. I don't know why, but I got this out of a Apex pack. Kinda sad, but I guess I'll take it whenever I do find a Kraber, because it's not gonna come out of the care package anytime soon. Kraber, hip fire, we all know it's not meant for that. It's one of the best snipers though. Like, let me just go up here, hold up. Like, I can go all the way up here, aim for the guy all the way down there. I can keep on moving, yet still hit the shot. Just cause its scope is really good, first of all. But the only issue I have with it in the future is its ammo. They really need to buff that somehow. But yeah, it's really good, especially if your enemies are like just camping. You can just boom, knock one, and then push with like a nade, like boom, 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 push that, stick one, eat that, hit that, boom, boom, boom. Right, that's really good for endgame. Now the triple take, it's a really good weapon. Right, as you can see, it can act as a shotgun. Like, look at this. 23 damage. I mean, it's not the best, but hey, it's still pretty good, especially if you hit headshots. It can go up to 69, which is pretty good. So if you just go like this, and let's remove the scope because I have not played with that. So it's a really good weapon. By the way, Kraber S tier, of course. This is also S tier. Alright, now on to Alternator. Alternator in the care package, it's big S tier, like one of the best S tier weapons. Like, let me just, with disruptor rounds, boom. Like, 27 shots. It only takes 13 to kill someone. It's godly. Don't sleep on it. As if the Spitfire wasn't buffed enough already. Like, hold up. As a matter of fact. As a matter of fact. As if it wasn't already S tier. They just made this one of the best weapons in the game. Like, just look at this. It's too good. It's too good. I'm sorry, but it's one of the best S tier weapons. Now on to the not so good weapon, the Mozambique. Now, not many people have liked it. I mean, I can understand why. It is a, I'm gonna have to put this in D tier. Just look at this. Use 5 shells. That's like pretty much no damage. It's hard as hell to hit your shots with, especially with the iron sights. Right, it's not good. Yeah, there are way better guns that will just shred you if you use this. PK. Personally, not a good gun, in my opinion. Probably mid B tier. Reason being is that the charge up takes so long, and like it's not very consistent. Like 72 and then 56. Right, so that's where I put it where it is. Now you can disagree with that all you want. But so last season EVA 8 was broken. I think they did nerf the fire rate just a tad bit. It's still broken like this. Look at this. It's really good. It's probably high A tier. Mastiff. I mean, it's a mega gun. It does 11 damage like most of the time when you start off shooting people, which sucks because when you only have like that one time, that's why PK may be better. So that's why I'll put it in the lower B tier. Right. So that is my tier list for all the Apex Legends weapons. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like and sub. And if I should do which weapon attachment or scope is best with which weapon, please leave a comment down below. And until next one, it's been X, see ya, and peace.